FIFA 20 has been the worst FIFA ever released.
It's not fun, and it's not been fun for a couple years, and
you're better off doing SBCs, you're better off being in the menu than not playing the game.
Because all of the funds, team, development, brains around fixing servers, fixing FIFA 20 gameplay was all funneled into this dog shit mode.
Here we go!
When I play, I'm not afraid of anything.
Mbappe!
My heart is like,
Big boots! Big boots!
score that goal, and you're a hero.
3 carves your name.
Is that Eden?
60,000 people
Singing your song.
I want the real sweat dripping.
Virgil.
shoes.
Now, that's a lot to look forward to, but there's more. Here to tell us about the future of gaming is EA's Chief Studio Officer, Laura Miele.
But before we sign off, there's just one more game we would love to share.
FIFA!
Cousin Darren, over to you.
Thank you. So the moment is here. We finally get to say,
we're back. We're doing it. Skate's happening. We're
Skate
rolling. We secretly got together. It's the beginning. The skate evolution continues.
we've been waiting.
Could you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure, I'm Sam Rivera and I'm the lead gameplay producer.
Why should people make a change from jumping from FIFA 19 to FIFA 20?
Many reasons. Well, the first one is brand new mode, Volta, but you probably have Matt Pryor later to talk about the details.
Oh fuck, dude, be safe, my bro. Genuinely, anyone that ever sees EA advertise about Volta, and anyone that ever clicks in the game and sees this should be your visual reminder why FIFA 20 gameplay sucks ass. Because all of the funds, team, development, brains around fixing servers, fixing FIFA 20 gameplay was all funneled into this dog shit mode and this dog shit game. And you want to know why FIFA 19 Ultimate Team wasn't good? Because the time and money and resources that could have made that game better went into fucking Journey 3. And FIFA 18, you want to know why that game and gameplay never got better and continuously got worse? Because the team and the money and the time went into Journey 2. And FIFA 17, why the fuck that game never got better and why we never saw improvement there is because the team and the resources and the brain power that could have gone into making the game better went into the money and the licensing for Journey 1. To sign all that talent, to pay all those footballers tens of millions of dollars.
What I want to say is that we've been talking to the community. We've been listening to their feedback, and based on that feedback, we've improved gameplay in different areas. And with different areas, I mean on the ball, off the ball, and the ball itself. Basically, the 3 main components of football. So, because there's many changes, I would say that the game is just more authentic, more fun, and you will notice right away since you start playing all the differences. So we're gonna continue to listen to feedback in the next few months. We're gonna continue to later, obviously, if needed, we're gonna keep patching the experience to make sure it's a balance, to have a balanced game that is more realistic than ever.
Gameplay has got to be one of the most negative, boring games we've played of FIFA in many years. The one depth drop back counter-attack meta, because this meta is just boring. You just sit 8 men behind the ball, you then spam out the wings, cut it across for a tap in, and that's your goals, right? You barely score finesse shots from the top of the box, you barely score goals inside the box unless it's after a drag back with your 5-star weak foot striker that you have to have because you can't play any other way. It's just very, very one-dimensional. It's very, very boring, and it creates, again, just a game and a game mode that is just very, very boring, very negative, and doesn't encourage people to want to play the game.
I can tell you more about the features, about all the different details, but I'll follow your questions first.
I want to talk to you guys about this real quick. For the last year now, and specifically last summer heading into this game, there was a large discussion amongst the community about dynamic difficulty. If you guys don't know what dynamic difficulty is, basically it's the way in which a game developer / software developer can code a game to add in preset things like momentum, handicaps, and things like that, right? And if you play this game, there is a very large chance that EA have signed an NDA, which is an agreement that they can't talk about something amongst the company and outside the company. So there's a very large chance that that is in the game, and they will just never admit it because obviously it will ruin their sales. But they've already had multiple interviews where there has been some things that have come out about this game, like momentum in the past. And look, I think if you play this game, you have to know that something like that is in this game.
FIFA 20 is a more composed experience. The players off the ball, they think better where to go. They move in a more composed way as well. And when you have the ball though, you have new tools in there like the strafe dribbling, like control tackling, that allow you to still be explosive, responsive. So those changes are important.
The gameplay is just not fun. How can you have fun when you have 11 corpses on the field and you have to rely on people who never show themselves because you're expected to press R1 to call someone short for the entire game. You're expected to press L1 to trigger a run, and it's always a linear run. There's no curved runs. No one's offering themselves. There's always the same patterns. There's no dynamic movement. And even if you add that dynamic movement, like I told you guys, it means nothing if you don't have second man press to balance it. You need to be able to play dynamically, offensively, right? And you need to be able to counter that by being able to high press manually, defensively. None of that team press stuff. I mean, you guys saw what happened, right? In FIFA 20. That's the only game where by not doing anything, because my opponent had the ball for too long, the game decides to push my AI forward.